All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into a fascinating David versus Goliath battle playing out right now in the local service industry. On one side, you've got the massive, deeply entrenched Silicon Valley lead gen giants. And on the other, a scrappy, newly built app called ServSprint, operating straight out of Utah County. Now, ServSprint isn't just another tech platform, it's a totally different approach built by someone actually working in the trenches. We're going to unpack their specific tech roadmap today, focusing heavily on how they're rolling out real-time Twilio SMS integrations and a transparent reviews system to completely upend a genuinely broken status quo. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. $7.2 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. This isn't some huge venture capital raise or a fancy quarterly profit metric. No, this represents a 2023 FTC fine slapped onto Angie's lead affiliate, HomeAdvisor, specifically over their lead selling practices. It's a staggering figure, right? And it highlights this massive, deep-seated trust issue plaguing the entire service industry. I mean, when the very platforms that are supposed to be helping small businesses are getting hit with multi-million-dollar fines over how they sell access to customers, you know the foundation of that business model is seriously cracking. To really get the human cost of this, just listen to this brutal war story from a local mover. They said, paid for it, called, texted, nothing. Next day, the customer finally writes back, sorry, already booked someone, you all called at the same time. And then they finish with this absolute gut punch. I paid to lose a race I didn't even know I was running. Honestly, think about how agonizing that is. But that is the literal everyday reality of the current pay-per-lead model. These pros are paying their hard-earned cash just to be tossed into this chaotic, blind competition where the odds are completely stacked against them from the jump. Section 1. The broken lead industry. So the crucial point here is understanding why this model is failing the exact people it claims to support. The haulers, the handyman, the landscapers. Look at the mechanics. Imagine handing over $30 to $100 for a phone number only to get totally ghosted, or you find out the customer was literally just window shopping. Guess what? You still get charged. And as we just saw, that exact same lead is often sold to 5, maybe 12 different pros all at once. Plus, some apps take a cut of the final job, or they lock your refund requests for bogus leads into these useless platform credits. The financial drain is just massive. One handyman actually reported burning through over $1,000 in 90 days. And you know what he got for it? Exactly 2 paying jobs. The math just completely falls apart. Section 2. ServSprint's Live Map Solution. And this brilliantly illustrates the night and day difference we're talking about. The old way? It forces you to pay per lead, fight 12 other guys in a blind race, and give up a slice of your labor. ServSprint flips that entirely. They use one flat monthly subscription price. No per lead fees. Ever. Instead of buying a shared phone number, customers actually see available pros as little dots on a live GPS radar map, and they contact them directly. It's a pure one-to-one connection, which means the professional keeps the entire job, and there are absolutely zero bidding pileups. So what's the secret sauce? Well, ServSprint is built by an operator, not some Silicon Valley broker. It was literally designed by a guy running his own cargo van and logistics business right there in Utah County. He knows exactly firsthand what it feels like to burn expensive gas driving across the valley for a total no-show. And because it's built from the ground up by someone who's actually in the trenches, the very baseline architecture of this platform naturally respects the professional's time and money. It's built for them by them. Section 3. Real-time SMS lead alerts. Now, having a clever map concept is great, but making it actually work technically out in the real world? Totally different story. The absolute critical feature they needed on the roadmap wasn't some fancy AI. It was rock-solid, real-time SMS lead alerts. Real-time delivery means instantly routing a customer's request straight to an available pro's phone. Think about it. If a pipe bursts in your house at 2 a.m., you are not waiting around for a plumber to casually check their app notifications, right? These are ETA-based emergency services. If a pro is out working, maybe they've got heavy work gloves on or they're driving, standard push notifications are just going to get ignored or lost. SMS is the essential tool here to ensure they never ever miss that direct connection. Let's move to the mechanics and see how this builds out in practice using Twilio's SMS integration. First, the customer just taps Notify Pro right on the map, drops in a valid phone number and their preferred contact time. Boom. Step 2, a back-end server function instantly catches that request and triggers the Twilio connector. Step 3, an SMS hits the professional's phone immediately. We're talking split-second delivery, packed with the customer's name, a tap-to-call link, the job category, and notes.
This instant, seamless bridge is literally what turns a misconnection into a closed job.
But actually setting this up, it requires some serious back-end engineering to effectively bypass the established giants. Behind the scenes, the Twilio integration needs a dedicated US-capable phone number. And at scale, you have to navigate complex telecom regulations, like A2P10DLC registration, which takes a few days and a monthly fee just to ensure your texts don't get throttled by carriers. ServSprint's roadmap also deliberately includes turning on SMS pumping protection and restricting geo-permissions exclusively to the US. That part is absolutely vital. It stops fraudsters who could otherwise drain the platform's bank account by triggering thousands of expensive, fake international texts. It's very smart defensive engineering.
Section 4. Building trust with reviews.
Okay, so getting the leads securely to the pro via text is a huge win, but it's really only half the battle. Once you strip away that big corporate middleman, you still need a way for customers to know they're hiring someone reliable. Now, what's really interesting about this next phase of the roadmap is the marketplace psychology. ServSprint isn't just building a map directory, they are building a living marketplace. Because honestly, without ratings, human nature says customers will just default to whoever happens to be closest to them on the map. Ratings are the ultimate trust signals. They allow the absolute best professionals to actually stand out and win business, even if they're a few miles further away. To make this totally frictionless, ServSprint built a closed-loop system into their rollout plan. Let's walk through it. Exactly 24 hours after a job's status updates to en route or completed, the system automatically fires off a one-tap star rating prompt to the customer. Then, that aggregate rating and the total review count are publicly surfaced right there on the pros card, in search and directly on the map. Finally, the operators get dedicated dashboard tools so they can publicly reply to those reviews. This whole system automatically generates, collects, and displays those crucial trust signals after every single job, without the pro having to lift a finger. Section 5. The future of local services. So, when we zoom out from the Twilio code and the product roadmaps, we are really left with this big, provocative question. Will transparent, operator-first platforms ultimately kill the pay-per-lead giants? Think about it. As those multi-million-dollar FTC fines keep stacking up for the old guard, and operators just get more and more fed up with burning thousands of dollars for recycled ghost leads, the appeal of a flat monthly price, direct SMS connections, and transparent reviews is pretty undeniable. Is this the exact model that finally breaks Silicon Valley's grip on your local handyman and hauler? It is a massive, fascinating shift, and we will absolutely be watching to see how this tech rollout unfolds. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.